Welcome to the last Retort with Global Voice Broadcasting. Today's episode is brought to you by the Naughty Law Group. Now check it. If you're in a pinch, if you're injured, something happens at work. You know, the boss is sweating you. They're trying to withhold your paychecks and everything like that. There's one man that you need to talk to. That's my good friend, John Naughty. He's helped me out multiple times, and he's helped out millions and millions upon victims. Go ahead and get the restitution they need, whether that's through litigation, whether that's through settlement, or in the courtroom. So you check that out. It's at naudilawgroup.com. N-A-U-D-I, lawgroup.com. Well, today's guest is, I tell you, just magnificent. We have some differences, though. She likes the Eagles and everything like that, and you know how bad my Giants are doing. But wonderful actress and Philadelphia's own. We got Allie Gordon. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, all right. Now, we got a bunch that we're going to get through. Mm-hmm. You know, I definitely want to talk about the Eagles, but we got to talk about your career first. Okay. All right. You're out there actressing and everything. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that term. I'll go with it.
You're bringing the heat. Not? So, we got a little convergence of football and acting. So you were on you did the show Catching Kelsey.
Yes, right? I did.
What was it like being on like basically a sports version of The Bachelor?
It was actually very interesting doing Kelsey. I was really interested in doing the show because, as you mentioned, I am a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan, being from Philly. And Jason Kelsey is one of my favorite players, so I figured his brother must be as cool as him, right?
Yeah.
You know, and he's really good. I don't like to admit that, but he plays for Andy Reid, and I love Andy Reid, so why not?
Tight ends are cool right now. They're in, right?
Well, he has a tight end, so I was trying to go for it. I mean, no one's complaining, honey. But yeah, I did the show, and it was really interesting. Like, it wasn't quite what I expected it to be.
So what were you expecting upon going in when you first heard about it?
I was expecting it to be kind of fun and exciting.
What? It was
like a lot more work than I ever thought it would be.
What? Why is that? What happened?
Between the women and the scheduling and the hours, I mean, they run you ragged. I was like, wow. Yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, you're really going to make me work for this.
What? No, I'm pretty sure they would have showed your picture like immediately. He would have been like, okay, show canceled, right? So they had to.
Think.
Yeah, they had to keep up an appearance of being fair and objective and give everyone else a chance.
Right. But the problem was that I was representing New York and not Philadelphia. So we didn't really get to see that side of my personality. Yeah. I only had such a short amount of time with him. He didn't get to hear all about my life and my background. So I think that if he would have gotten a better chance to get to know me, who knows what could have happened, but it all worked out for the best. He seems like he's happy.
Okay. Now, how much did it paying you to have to represent New York? All right, due to the sort of rivalry between the two
Not
cities?
enough.
Not enough?
Not enough. That's why I didn't stay as long as I should have, because it just didn't vibe with me.
Did you put on a New York accent?
I mean, it's not hard.
Yeah.
You know, when you're from Philly, New York, New Jersey, people get us confused all the time. They really can't tell the difference depending on, you know, what part you're from or how many drinks you've had.
Okay,
so,
right.
You know, it all flies out. So it was more just the idea of being that East Coast girl, which I am.
You got it down pat. Yeah.
No matter what, I've been here for 9 years and I still got it.
Yeah, good. Please don't lose that, right? Like, I'm from the Southern California area, but when you hear about, hey, you know, so and so LA, and you're like, oh no, that's not a thing, right? And then like I meet like people that have moved from everywhere else, and then they start to become super LA. All right, stay East Coast. All right.
It's very unattractive. Like there's nothing less attractive than somebody pretending to be
exactly
quote unquote Los Angeles.
Yeah. Like to me, like being Los Angeles and everything, I mean, it basically means you're Latino. Like in my opinion, like let's be honest, like that's what like. All right, I go to Dodger game, my Clippers, right? It's Latino fans,
it's
right?
Doyers.
Exactly, Doyers, right?
Yeah.
The Doyers and the Clippers, right?
Been thrown out of that stadium every single time I've gone.
What, are you causing a ruckus or what?
Oh, you'd think for somebody my size they wouldn't pick on me, but damn, they go after a Philly girl, and I have gotten thrown out 6 times of Dodger Stadium.
Good Lord. So you sitting there trying to squabble with those Pisces and everything like that, right?
I don't stop.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and most of the time I'm booing my team worse than they are.
They're just like, oh, there's too much booing.
They just can't handle it. They can't handle the realness that I'm bringing to the stadium. So I always get the tap on the shoulder. Ma'am, we're going to have to escort you out. I'm looking at them like, all 3 of you. There's one. I mean, okay, whatever, if you have to.
Good Lord, they got security on you and everything. Yeah.
It's all right, though. I can handle myself.
Yeah, they treat
I
you
do
nice.
a nice bow and exit gracefully.
I love that. They got 3 people. They're treating you like you're Suge Knight and stuff like that. Like, hey, that's a danger.
They know.
She's like Hannibal Lecter. They got like a bunch of talons and all. Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. Like they're just strapping me up, throwing me out. But it's all right. I still go. I still try to do it.
All right, we're gonna get you to go to Dodger Stadium and not get kicked out at all.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Right? We're gonna facilitate that. You're gonna go with the Wiggins crew to Dodger Stadium. There will be no getting kicked out.
All right, we'll try it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Thank you, Ms. Gordon."
Yeah,
just like that. All right, thank you, Ms. Gordon. No kicking out. All right, you can have all the Modelos you want. So
I hope so.
Yeah. Now, so you did a similar show. You were on Millionaire Matchmaker with the great Patty Stinger and all.
I love.
So thoughts on how this sort of compared to your experience on Catching Kelsey?
It was 100% different.
So it was fun then.
It was so much fun, and it was so exciting, and the location was gorgeous, and it was
Where'd you guys film that at?
It was at a casino, Harrah's-y kind of place, but it was like a resort. It looked like you were in Jamaica in the middle of the desert, and it was gorgeous. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah.
The people on her show were great. She was great, and I just really felt good. My experience was wonderful. I ended up matching with the millionaire.
Oh, nice.
And
how long did y'all last?
Not very long.
What?
He's based in Dallas.
Okay. Oh, one of those. Right.
Yeah.
Is he a Cowboy fan?
No, thank God. He's a Browns fan.
Okay.
You know, we just pray for them.
Yeah.
they get nothing. So like all you got to do is just give them a little blessing.
Yeah. You didn't want to move to Dallas, huh?
No, I was not trying to move to Dallas. And he was an artist, and I think he just wanted someone who he was going to keep. And I'm not a kept woman. I need to work. I need to hustle.
Yeah,
I like
right
to
on. Mad
be
respect.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're Philly tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be doing the Dallas housewife thing and all that.
No,
like the big poofy hair.
Not my thing.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
Yeah, I used to live back in Dallas. It's a lot of
hairspray.
A lot of hairspray. A lot of hairspray and a lot of, hey, I'm getting married and quitting my job. Right?
And a lot of glitter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not my thing.
Yeah, debutante balls and all that.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that. Yeah.
Put me in a black dress over a white dress any day.
Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. So now you also did a episode of one of my favorite shows. And people don't understand. First of all, people are going to think that I'm old, right? Because I really love SVU. And usually you don't meet anyone under the age of 47. Like whoever the youngest cast member is, their age, it goes that and up in terms of their fan base. But like legit, I'll skip things to go watch SVU.
Of course, it's an all-day marathon. Yeah. All day, pretty much every day.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
So you were on that. Tell us about the episode that you were in and sort of that experience doing SVU.
Well, it was one of the most incredible experiences of my life.
Okay, all right.
One of my idols has always been Carol Burnett.
Okay.
And she was the star on the episode.
For real?
Mm-hmm. It was called Ballerina.
Okay.
And Matthew Lillard was her quote
Shaggy
unquote
from
nephew.
Scooby-Doo.
Yep. Yep. They pulled out all the stops for this episode. And this is when Chris Maloney was still on it.
Okay, yeah.
And him and Mariska were just so inspiring. Seeing their chemistry on set. They were truly best friends. I mean, I don't know if they still are. I'm assuming that they're still very close.
Instagram post a few years back.
I mean, I like an Instagram post. You know, I low key check that out.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. They had an Instagram post. You know, I feel like if you get on someone's Instagram, that means you like each other, right?
Yeah, and if you're scrolling back through, that means you want to know what's going on. You need to know the history.
Exactly.
But, they were great, and I ended up running into him when I first moved out to Los Angeles, and I said to him, you know, I did an episode with you on SVU, and I just want to thank you for always being so nice to me. And he told me, you know, I don't remember everybody, but I try. And I try to make everybody feel comfortable on set. And if I made you feel that way, then I did my job that day.
Oh, nice.
Not about his acting, but that's what he brings to a table. That's what he brings to a set. And he's such a magnificent actor, great human being. But that to be his happy moment on set, it melted my heart.
Oh,
I'm a forever fan of his.
Yeah. Will you get the same tattoo that he has? I think it's a crucifix or something.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could pull that off.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, like, you know, being Jewish, I don't think we could roll that way. Like my dad might kill me. Like, so we'll be leaving those off.
Okay, all right. So Carol Burnett was in there. Matthew Lillard, right? How much did you get to interact with everyone on set then?
I didn't get to meet Matt, but I did get to meet Carol very briefly. It was one of those.
Did you cry?
I almost cried.
Yeah.
I think that I just had one of those shit-eating grins on my face where it's just like smiling and like you can't get the words out. So it was just surreal. But even to just shake her hand and say hello that was all I needed.
Yeah.
I mean, and then watching her, and they didn't really want a lot of people on set, but I'm sitting there sneaking behind a door and like trying to look and pushing past people.
No selfie?
No.
Yeah, I know they would have shut it down.
Oh, no. They would have.
Like,
that's
bye.
No.
Yeah.
You don't ever.
Let's treat her like this is Dodger Stadium. Get her out of here.
Get her out of here. That's exactly what they would have done. Yeah, no, it's the one thing that like I still don't understand is why people bring cell phones on set. They do it all the time. It is so disrespectful and so tacky. Leave your cell phone in your purse, in your bag, on the floor. I don't care, but don't bring it on set.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Plus, like, you want to keep it up here. You want the memory.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, I kind of hate that. Like, you see, like, I'm at the Dodger playoff game, right? Everyone's phones are out, right? And I'm like, come on, stop. I was like, first of all, the video's grainy. Like, it never looks the same way it does when you're watching it, right? Like, let me get this moon looks nice. Let me get a picture. Oh, wow, right?
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Stop that.
It's bad news.
Yeah.
But yeah, truthfully, like it is one of those situations where it's so much better when you really live in the moment and you experience it, as opposed to just putting it on your phone and then it's like, oh, remember that time? And it's like, but you don't remember it here. You remember it because of your phone.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's crazy. Like when you think about that, like I can remember back to when I was 3 years old. If I would have had a cell phone now, I wouldn't remember half the stuff.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, it's like, I want to take this picture. Right?
I would be in so much trouble.
Is that?
I tell you what, I'm so thankful that things that happened today did not happen when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It would have been bad news. Yeah,
same here. Yeah, I'm glad there's no Twitter when I was a kid. Yeah.
Or Instagram or DMs or none of that.
No
Snapchats.
DM. Yeah.
No.
Well, the DM back in the day is like you write a little letter, do you like me, right?
Yeah, it was so cute and so innocent.
Original DM. Yeah.
And then you would like show your friend the note and then they'd be like, oh my God, did you see that? Katie wrote Allie a note, and it doesn't happen like that anymore.
Oh, I think there's a deeper story there. You had that Katie immediately.
Oh, well, listen. Was that your friend we all have a Katie.
Yeah, that's true. I have a Katie too. So yeah.
We all have a Katie.
So now you also did. So you actually worked with the great Julia Louis-Dreyfus' husband. All right, Brad Hall on Picture Paris. Tell us about that. All right, I love that couple and all, and I think that some of the work that Mr. Hall's done has just been great. So tell me about this. Yeah.
It's really interesting. I've heard over the years being in this industry, you hear things about people all the time. I had heard some really not great stuff about Brad and working with him.
Okay, I changed my mind. Never mind. Yeah, right? I changed my mind about him.
That's the thing was that I had heard all these stories about him and he was kind of like a tyrant and a little tough to work with. And when I got on set, he was so funny. He was so nice. He was so playful. Yeah. And obviously working with his wife, Julia, was that's a dream come true. Yeah. She's an Emmy Academy Award winning actress who is just
Mark Twain.
Fantastic.
Now Mark Twain winner too now.
Yeah. She's doing it. I mean, it hasn't stopped, and she's proving that there is no age limit on being an actress, which is what I love.
Yeah.
And I was in the movie, and I was also her stand-in for a little while, so I really got to work with her closely, which was great. But working with the two of them, like I said, he's so caring about his actors, and he has an eye that sees things that no people see. Like I would never see that speck of dirt on the floor. He would notice that in a second. He picks up on your mannerisms with your hands and the way you move your mouth and your eye movements, and he'll get you to do certain exercises to just kind of calm yourself or change the way your mouth is moving. And I'd never experienced that before. So it was really, really fun to be on that movie.
Yeah. Now, and how long was that shoot, right? And then would you sort of say that it's basically like going to drama school, being on the set with them, or what?
The shoot was only I think it was 3 or 4 days that I was on set, maybe 4 or 5 if I remember correctly. And he, like I said, he taught me more in those couple of days of just how to relax my face, how to make proper movements. And, I'd never done stand-in work. So, she also was kind of helping me. And, it was a very short film. I think the whole movie is about 45 minutes long.
Okay, yeah.
But it really gave me some great techniques to bring to other situations.
Let me go back to something you just said. So Julia was on set too?
Oh, yeah.
Said? What?
Yeah.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
How cool was she?
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so awesome. And she's just funny. She's just a naturally funny person. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of like a caregiver on set. She's the one who's going, I think she needs another glass of water. And can you get this one a blanket? She's cold. Like, you know, she's just one of those people who's always looking out for the best interest of others.
Yeah.
And being around actresses like that make it worthwhile.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously not everyone's like that. Not everyone's a caring, great person to work with. Most of them are not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, having somebody like that, and it was like one of the first movies that I shot in Los Angeles. So it was really, really fun.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, everyone, y'all need to make sure you watch that film, right? Because Allie's blowing up, and you guys need to. That was one of the first films she did. So yeah. That's a marquee, right? It's like a first home run, basically, right? Yeah, Julie was like, I think she was like a top 3 celebrity crush when I was growing up.
I love that.
Yeah, big time.
It makes me feel good because people tell me that I look like her. So
I can see that. So is she like Jewish or is she French, right?
I actually don't know.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I mean, she could be both.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, it's not an or situation. Yeah,
I mean, one like, the same, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Because I feel like people will be like, all right, well, you have this like similarity of the person, so you look like them, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm Jewish. I'm everything. I just did 23andMe, so I'm literally everything. Pretty much.
What's the highest percent? What's the largest percent?
Was Jewish.
Jewish. Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
which was strange because I thought, you know, is that a thing? But you know, I guess it's a thing. I'm 49%, so okay.
Oh, okay.
My dad's genes really are running strong through me. So, you know, I'm definitely my father's daughter.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that. So for those of you who don't know, she comes from royalty, like, big time.
He would love to hear you say that. You're like, that's right.
He definitely is. So your dad started ECW,
yes,
right?
He did.
That is so great. And we have a lot to talk about here with that. What the hell was that like growing up?
Oh, it was intense. I mean, you learn about things that no children should ever learn about. You see things that children would probably have nightmares about for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But my dad started with TWA in 1987 or 88. Mm-hmm. And then he bought it and turned it into Eastern Championship Wrestling.
Yes.
And then turned it into Extreme Championship Wrestling before selling it a few years later. Mm-hmm. And it was the first real wrestling with a storyline and characters and pots and pans and barbed wire matches and
little flaming tables.
Oh yeah, we had it. They had it all. I said we like I was.
You are a legacy. You're basically Stephanie McMahon. But
way cooler.
Way cooler.
And with a way cooler dad because we hate Vince.
You guys hate it.
He's the worst. Oh, he's just the worst.
He is. Can we do a family feud? The Gordons versus the McMahons.
I would
your
love
family's
to.
better looking. And
yeah. Not only are we better looking, we're
tougher.
We're so much nicer. Yeah. We're such cooler people. Like overall, like we're winners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's really all I can say about that. But yeah, no, it was definitely an interesting environment. You know, I would go into preschool or elementary school and I would tell friends, you know, Rob Van Dam and I were hanging out having pizza and, you know, Sandman was over at my house and he threw me in the pool and people would believe me. You know, they're looking at me like, you know, who's this crazy child and why is she talking about wrestlers? I would write like books and draw pictures of me and wrestlers and they just thought I was drawing weird photos with creepy, large, bulky men. Which thank God was not the actual situation. Yeah, exactly. It was just, you know, what I was growing up around and everyone was my uncle. And, you know, it was a very interesting way to grow up because it is true. It's all sex, drugs, rock and roll and partying. And, you know, it makes you grow up very fast, but it's a very cool way to grow up.
Oh, no, that's legit great. Like my dad sort of had some of that, but like nothing of accomplishment, right? It was sex, drugs, and like semi rock and roll with like unimportant people, right? Growing up. So no, like that. So that is huge. Do you have a favorite wrestler like from that time that you're like, hey, you know what? I love this. This was my favorite.
Oh, I can't. Like, it's embarrassing to even say this. And like, hopefully he's not listening right now because I don't need him to know now at 65 that, you know, I had this. It was Tommy Dreamer. I was in love with him. Yeah. I thought he was everything. I told my dad I was going to marry him. And one year for my birthday, I got this birthday card and it was like, love Tommy Dreamer.
That is great. You still have it?
I still have it. Wait, my dad told me 2 years ago when I told him, I was like, oh my God, I found the card from Tommy Dreamer. He's like, yeah, I wrote that. I was like, what do you mean you wrote that? He's like, do you really think I was going to go up to my friend and ask him to like sign this card for you? And I was like, wow, you're a real jerk, dude. Like that was I lived for that card. I brought it to school. I showed it for show and tell. Like,
that is
like
great.
My thing. And it was from my dad. So like, thanks.
Okay, so we need Tommy to give a real card now.
I would like a real card. I feel like I've earned it.
Yeah, you have. You have. Yeah, like, because that's the first I've heard someone say, I'm going to marry Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, yeah, it was, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think, who was like an attractive wrestler when I was growing up? Shawn Michaels, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, he was cute.
Okay.
I mean, they all got cuter as they went. Like Jason, who was the sexiest man on earth. He was like one of the managers. I had a big crush on him, but... It was more just me being a little girl and like not realizing that this is just crazy people and not just these like dreamboats that I thought that they were. But it didn't work out. So I'm single.
So with that, do you find yourself drawn to the ECW wrestler types when dating?
I do and I don't. I'm normally attracted to those types, those wrestler types.
Yeah.
But then I normally end up dating the complete opposite of that, and then I go back to... So the
Shane McMahons then, right?
More like the Voldemorts.
Oh,
the Voldemorts of the world.
Yeah, okay.
I have a tendency to be like a moth to a flame, but it's like that very dark black lit candle. Yeah. That's what apparently I draw. I don't know why. I have the worst luck with dating. It's horrible.
What? No, why is it that career-wise? Now look, I'm sounding like some type of relationship counselor.
You know what? I kind of like it. Let's get into this.
Yeah, it's why is that? You're obviously a good-looking girl.
Thank
great
you.
to be around and all. So yeah, what the bad luck with the dating? I can't believe it. I know men are terrible, so that's a huge part of it.
I think you know what it is? I'm a giver. So I always end up dating takers. So I'm looking for a giver.
All right.
So all you givers out there.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
I think our ratings just went up and like the number of Instagram follows to your page is about to jump. And the number of DMs are going to jump up too.
Listen, I don't mind if it goes down in the DM.
Okay. Yeah.
They're very entertaining. So.
Yeah. I can imagine. I get some weird ones too.
We all do.
Yeah. Super odd. Like, I like, sometimes I lament that the fact that DMs were invented. Like maybe 25% of the time I lament because like weird people send stuff like, hey, and I'm like, I'm not motivated to respond to this, right? Yeah. Or like women that probably shouldn't be. I mean, not say that, right? But like there's people that are Tommy Dreamer's age send me messages and they're like 72-ish.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, hey, you're so handsome. And I'm like, okay. I was like, well, that's like my grandma, since she's 74, that's like my grandma telling me that. Yeah. And thank you. So
you just got to give them a thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, exactly.
And that'll be the one thing that'll be like, did he just call me ma'am?
Yeah.
And that's how you know when they say ma'am. I'm trying to bring ma'am back, but I hate it when people call me ma'am.
Why is that?
Because it makes you feel old.
No, don't think of it like that. Think of it like you're in the service. They call you sir or ma'am. They think you're a boss.
Call me boss.
Call you boss,
be like, what's up, boss?
All right, just boss, no ma'am.
No ma'am. Yeah. Leave the ma'am for somebody else. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult comeback for the ma'am.
All right, okay, I can understand that. So now, what was it like, and how did you come into acting, and having gotten represented and everything? What was that journey like?
I started acting. I've always wanted to be an actress. That was since I could talk and I could move and I could walk. That's what I was doing. I was in my mom's closet putting on her clothes and then coming out and doing a performance of sorts. I watched a lot of musicals growing up, and my favorite actress was Anne Margaret. Okay. And I wanted to just be Anne Margaret. I just wanted to dance around like Bye Bye Birdie and sing on my phone and like be awesome. And I got into, like I said, Carol Burnett and I Love Lucy. My dad loved classic comedies, and he also was a huge proponent of strong women. So he wanted me to be funny, and he wanted me to watch things that made women look good instead of making them look poorly. Yeah. Which I think is a great thing that he did for me. But I just loved acting. I did it from the time that I was allowed, because they didn't really want me to act. They wanted me to have a normal childhood.
Oh, so with the drugs, flaming tables.
I mean? That's what I mean. It's like there was a balance there. I don't know where I got lost in the mix, but they wanted me to have a normal childhood and didn't want me to be tossed around and get lost in the mix and then end up on drugs and, out of Hollywood by 21.
Okay, good.
So, once I got a little bit older, they let me start doing modeling, and I started at a modeling agency, and I did a lot of work when I was in my teenage years. And then I started doing more acting. And then I went to college for theater. And I studied.
And you went to California University of Pennsylvania?
Yes, right? I did, in California, Pennsylvania.
Oh, right on. What's California, Pennsylvania like?
Oh, you don't want to know.
like when you say, like, I don't want to, like, there's, like, a lot of cops and, like,
no.
Blue Lives Matter flags? Or what?
Yeah, there's a lot of, I will tell you that you and I would have been on the outs there for sure.
All right.
Like, it's a very interesting place. I'll give you one quick story.
Yeah.
My second day of college, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting, outside of a room. I don't know anybody. Mm-hmm. And this girl starts talking to me and, I'm trying to make friends. So she's telling me that she got up at 5 a.m. for morning milkings. No one has ever said that to me. I'd never said that to me before. So I go, what's that? She's like, we get up and we milk the cows. She grew up on a farm. So she still was living at home. Her parents would get her up and she's like, tell me about you. I was like, oh, well, my name's Allie and I'm from Philly. And, she's like, whereabouts in Philadelphia? I said, oh, I'm from, Lower Merion Main Line, like, where all the Jews are from. Okay. Like, as just kind of making a joke. And she kind of looks at me with her eyes all wide. And I was like, what's going on? She goes, I don't mean to be rude. Which you already know that's what's coming. But I thought Jews were extinct.
What? What? Whoa.
That was also my reaction. I go, I'm sorry, what? And she goes, I mean, aren't they? And I go, yeah, we went out with the dinosaurs.
Good Lord.
I mean, sweetheart, you're in college?
Yeah.
And that's what you're asking me? And it only got worse throughout the years.
I would have transferred.
I tried every year. I mean, right, I would have gone to Temple. Yeah. Westchester University. I was like, please, somebody take me back to Philadelphia. Like, I called my mom crying. Yeah. I didn't even go into that class. I was so upset.
Yeah.
But I ended up staying all 4 years there. And I felt like the purpose of me being there, in addition to getting an education and learning about acting, was to meet people and make a difference, because so many people that I had gone to school with had never met a Jewish person before. They didn't know how to react to me. They didn't know what to say to me. They couldn't pronounce our holidays. I had a conversation with kids who had been in jail for being skinheads. I mean, it was crazy. But it really opens your eyes that when you don't live in a big city, that there are no... it is all red.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
No. Not my thing.
That is the craziest thing to hear. Like when I was young, first I think I knew about Jewish people way more than I knew about black folks. Right? So, like the doctor that I would see every day was Jewish, and then we had this family called the Kramers, and obviously Jewish, right? Yeah. And so it was like, hey, I'm very used to that. And black people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy to think that's
the same thing for me.
Yeah. Obviously Philadelphia.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it was. And but also you just learn about people, you pay attention, you listen, and it's all about the education. Yeah. It's like almost like the book got pages cut out.
Oh yeah.
All of our chapters. Yeah. It's like history started at a whole different time for those people, and it ended very quickly. And it's they cut out all these books and years, and it's just shocking. It's very disheartening to know that so many people have no clue, and you just want them to. It ain't gonna happen yet. Hopefully, in the next couple years, we get some big changes happening. But
yeah. Definitely.
We'll see.
I think I know what she's saying, guys.
We all know what I'm saying.
Yeah, she says, get your asses up and go vote in November so that we can vote again in 2020 and make it mean something. That's exactly what she's saying. And she's going to vote absentee ballot in Pennsylvania, too, just to...
Yeah, please, Pennsylvania, don't fail me again. Do not fail me, Pennsylvania. Get it together.
Now, so I want to get back to... I know I got sidetracked on that.
Yeah,
all right,
we always
about California. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
All right, so you're on acting. You always wanted to do it. Went to college for acting, right? Yeah. And what's sort of the journey that led to the real California?
So I had come out here to visit, and I met with an acting coach, and she told me... I did a couple monologues for her, and she basically said, listen, you could work out here. Because I'd only been working in Philly, New York, and a little bit in Jersey. And I said, okay. And I packed all of my belongings in 3 boxes. Nice. I shipped my car. I got my cat. And we came out here 4 months later. And it took a while to get some representation. It is not easy. Everybody says, oh, it's so easy. But you don't want to just sign with anybody. And my first agent was Jerry Pace.
Ah, yes.
And he was a very interesting character.
Okay.
This tiny little old man. And he was so charming and so lovely. He's retired now.
Okay.
But it was very interesting. I'd never gone into a room and felt so comfortable. So it was really nice it wasn't so much judgmental. It was more, let's see what we can do with you. Mm-hmm. And it was really a nice experience. And I got work and I started working and it hasn't stopped. So
good, right on.
No complaints.
Yeah, good.
You just got to keep going.
Yeah, right. Now, would you share for the audience sort of how long it took from getting out here to getting an agent or so? Right, I think that can provide a lot of inspiration.
It took me 4.5 years to get an agent.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, it was not an easy process.
Yeah.
And there's people say it takes, I think, 10 years. Mm-hmm. When you really invest in something, and from the moment you get somewhere and you start, it takes about 10 years to really become successful in any industry. For some reason in acting, people assume, it's just going to happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. And if it happens overnight, it will be gone overnight.
That's true, yeah.
And unfortunately, there's so many people who move out here with the dream of, I'm an actor. And that's why we have so many restaurants.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, that's why there's a lot of waiters and a lot of homeless.
Yeah.
So, you just can't survive. You have to be able to push. You have to you have to be so resilient. You have to persevere every day. If I stopped, or if I had gotten deterred by one person telling me no, or you're too fat, you're not pretty enough, you're I don't like
no one's ever
nose.
said you're too fat. Let's be honest.
Oh
here.
no, I've had
what?
people tell me that I'm too heavy, that I'm not pretty enough, that my nose is too big. I should get a nose job.
Racial as hell. Like, good Lord. Yeah.
I'm not,
I haven't told mine is wide and everything, which is fine.
But it's too big. Yeah. Okay. Well, and it hurts, but it hurts for a moment. But then you remember it's somebody's opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm walking into whatever room I'm auditioning in with the same thing I came with, myself. And if I'm happy with who I am, it just wasn't the right role.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great outlook. I tell people that all the time, like even if they're in a breakup or so, right? Mm-hmm. I lost this person, right? And I was like, well, if it didn't work out, right? And even if they break up with you over something like stupid or they're being irrational, right? Like you're dodging a bullet in every minute, right? You're better off without them.
Of course.
You don't get an opportunity because they trip on something ridiculous, right? If that's sort of how they're going to react, you're better off not having that partnership,
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to hop into something else that I caught on. So this is going to be the worst way to transition to something. But you mentioned people becoming homeless.
Listen, you can transition all day with me, honey. I'm ready. I'm like the lens.
You mentioned sort of the homeless. Now, I know that you've been sort of advocating and working with, writing. So basically, for context, right? There's a reason I'm making this transition. So there's these huge, obviously, homeless embankments all across Los Angeles. But in your neighborhood of West Hollywood, it looks like they're building sort of Trump-style hotels all up and down the street. Yep. You've written and there's break-ins happening and expectorations and defecation everywhere. And you've written to the mayor. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on there.
It's been a very exhausting experience. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie to you. It took over a year to get the one of the largest encampments in Hollywood / West Hollywood gone. Mm-hmm. And it was exhausting, and it just so happened to be on my street. As we all know, rent in Los Angeles is not cheap.
Nope.
And for a one bedroom, averaging at around $2,400, when I pay my taxes and do all the right things in life, I expect that I live on a street that is clean.
Yeah.
That was not the case. It started with one, it turned into two, and at the end, it was about 15 tents, and there was about 25 people living between those tents.
Wow.
And that was on the same block as my apartment. As you mentioned, yes, they broke in constantly. They defecated all over the property. I mean, sometimes you couldn't go in or out a door.
Oh, yeah.
They would break in and they would go swimming in our pool to bathe. Mm-hmm. They would use our electricity because we had outlets, so they'd go in and charge their government-issued cell phones, which were extremely infuriating.
Are these those Obama phones that everyone's talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we would call the police all the time. The police would do nothing. Mm-hmm. They, by law, because of the ACLU, are not allowed to do anything because the homeless are protected. Yeah. They have rights, which I totally understand as a person who advocates human beings. Mm-hmm. I completely understand that. But as a person who is a human being and who's doing all the right things, to be threatened and attacked and yelled at, to have glass thrown at me and my dog. They would, because it wasn't. These aren't people who are down on their luck. Mm-hmm. These are people who are drug addicts. They're criminals. They are out on parole. They're prostitutes. Mm-hmm. And they're known felons.
Yeah.
And and the police would say, we know these people. They're dangerous people. And we would say, well, why aren't you doing anything? I'm calling, the sergeant. I'm calling the mayor. I'm reaching out to all of my representatives. And what their answer is, the problem is too big and we don't know what to do with it.
Good Lord. Well, that's a very California answer. Yeah, wowzers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they ended up having to move them. They had made an agreement with them to move the entire group into a home, but the whole group wanted to go together. They didn't want to separate because they were now a family.
Oh, okay.
However, if you watch some of the videotapes that we took, they're beating the crap out of each other. And, there was horrible, horrible things happening in those tents. I mean, the day that they cleaned it all up, they confiscated over 500 aerosol cans because they were huffing.
What?
Over 1,000 needles.
Oh.
It's really bad. And the problem in Los Angeles in general is just so horrific. And I think it all goes back to a mental health issue and that constant argument of whether or not to put people who are really not mentally stable in places that they need to be, where they're being watched and able to be cleaned and medicated and whatnot. And it's just a back and forth issue that nobody really has the right answer at this point. But I do think that it is becoming the Walking Dead in Los Angeles in general, all over California. And it's heartbreaking. You see these people, they're screaming at themselves, they're filthy, and they are unaware of who they are, what they are, their surroundings. And those are the people, you don't throw them in jail.
Yeah.
They need help.
Rehabilitation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And instead of giving all this money to taxes for God knows what we're paying for, and if anybody out there has an answer for that, what I'm giving my hard-earned money to in the state of California, other than to keep the streets in Beverly Hills spotless, I'd love to know.
Yeah.
So
I'd love to know too.
Yeah. Please let us know.
Yeah.
Because I would rather give my money to a facility to help these people than to see this happening, because it is really devastating.
Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah. Well, number one, I do want to thank you for advocating and doing like the civic duty, because a lot of people would just sort of take this and like go to like Catch LA and be like, some nasty homeless people, right? I don't know why they sound like the voice I just did.
But
right?
they do. My God, this guy was like on my street and he was like pooping. And it's like, why do you sound like that?
That's a Hollywood girl.
Yeah, why do you talk like that?
That's a Santa Monica girl.
I really hate when girls.
Yeah, it is.
Hi, oh my God.
Bye.
I'm like, bye. And it's like, shut the fuck
up. They turn high and bye into the 2-syllable and 3-syllable words. Like they make statements that sound like questions.
Yeah.
I went to the mall, right?
Oh, you did? That's great. I love that.
People get mad when I do voices like that, and I'm like, you got to understand the vast number of people that I talk to, right? I'm out and about, and it's like,
that's
my God. Yeah. I'm like, God. I was like, wow. I was like, God has an apostrophe in the name, or what? Like, yeah.
If you ever look at the Overheard LA, I always say, oh, I wish I could hear it in the voice that said it. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
They're magic.
That would be great. Now, speaking of magic, though. All right. There's something that I'm so glad it's lost its magic. You're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, right?
Yes.
Well, number one, so I'm not happy that someone chose to be an Eagles fan, but I can understand it. You're from the city and all.
I was born into it. I bleed green.
Yeah. I'm glad that they're not doing too hot right now. But, okay. So, very first question, all right. Who are your favorite Eagles ever?
Oh, I mean.
Tony Danza or Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, my God, I can't. If I was going to go either or, I'm definitely going Mark. Like, come on. Okay. Invincible was great. It was a good movie. I'm sorry. It really was.
You didn't like Tony Danza's? Was that the garbage-picking, field goal-kicking Philadelphia phenomenon?
I think that's pretty much what happened. Okay. No, I'm not a big Danza guy. Okay. I mean, I am, but I'm not. But he's just kind of like a little cheese for me.
Yeah, he is. All right, so your real favorite Eagles.
So, I mean, I grew up in the era of Donovan McNabb.
Oh, disgusting.
Okay, I know. Yeah, listen, I love him and his chunky soup. Him and his mama can come over any day and they can make me soup and we can all hang out. Like, I'm all about it. But honestly, like, I love Brian Westbrook.
He's hometown Villanova also.
Yeah, and gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. He's a stunner, man.
Okay.
And Brian Dawkins. I mean, you're not going to ever mention the Eagles without mentioning Dawkins. I mean, his spirit, his energy. Yeah. He makes us everything about him, it brings a tear to your eye and then makes you scream at the same moment. Yeah. I'm diehard. So
Brian Dawkins is dope. My favorite play of his was
Go on.
Yeah, so I remember one time he was running his mouth, and then Jeremy Shockey in his first season caught a touchdown on him, landed on him, right? And then just looked at him and nodded, right? And then Brian Dawkins was like, went to cry to the referees and everything. That was my favorite Dawkins play ever.
Oh, I'm so glad that was your favorite play. That's real nice. I mean, let's not forget all of the yards and all of the sacks and all, like, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer now. He's a Hall of Famer now.
Yeah.
He got his jacket this year. Like,
he's a beast,
Yeah, he's an animal. I love it. And honestly, my least favorite of all-time Eagles anything.
Michael Vick?
Chip Kelly.
Oh,
I am so glad that motherfucker is gone. I prayed for it. I wished for it. I literally asked everybody for Christmas, give me nothing else but get rid of Chip. Oh my God. You can see I'm getting red. I hated him from the jump. I knew he was garbage. I mean, almost as much as I hated Sanchez. And that was tough because I really disliked him as a player. But oh my God, Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly takes
You are trash.
Yeah. I think
absolute trash.
I don't think a coach should be named after one of the chipmunks from Disney. Like, it's like, who's his brother? Dale? Like, Gidget is like his wife or something like that?
It was too much. It was too much. Yeah, but I mean, I know this season we're not doing great. We're for Super Bowl team, we are playing like crap. And I'm disappointed. I watched the press conference this past week, and Dougie got a little fired up.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not going to lie. I like his spirit. Telling the guy, come sit on the sidelines with me. You come play these calls. And it's true. You can only do so much as a coach. You got to rely on the players, too. Yeah. The players have to play. We do have a lot.
Giants.
The Giants. Listen, Eli Manning.
Time to go.
He's got to go, sweetie.
Yeah, like 5 years ago.
Maybe 6. I mean,
7.
It's sad because he comes from a dynasty. You know, he comes from a family of
a really
champions.
terrible dynasty, though. When you think about because his dad wasn't good. He was just a player, right? But
he was still a player.
Well, yeah, he's not in any Hall of Fame, right? And it's it's like their dynasty's predicated on Peyton Manning. It would be like if all of the Kennedys sucked and like JFK was great. But all the other ones sucked,
we're
right?
Pretty bad.
Yeah, that's how the Mannings are, right?
The
Gronkowskis are a better dynasty. Yeah. Like the Matthews are,
or the Longs.
The Longs, yeah.
I mean, I get it.
Classier too.
But
Longs are way classier.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it's just more of a situation where it's like, it's very difficult to get into the NFL. So to have 3 family members do it,
that's true.
2 brothers at the same time. Yeah. I mean, good genes.
That's true. Yeah. Do the Vicks count? I think did Marcus Vick make the NFL? He's probably on the Eagles too. I mean,
listen, it's so sad. Everything about Michael Vick is sad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, I can't even touch that one. Either way, I'm going to get destroyed. So
that's true. That's true. Yeah. He was like, I'll give him, like, the Eagles made him great, and efficient that one year that he broke out. So, yeah.
I mean, he was great when he played for the Falcons, though.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I mean, he is like Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Like quick, fast. He sees everything. He's moving all over the field. He's throwing the ball. He's catching the ball. You're like, how the hell did he throw it and catch it? You know what I mean? He was like one of those players.
It was like a commercial.
You loved to watch him. I mean, he like Steve McNair, great. I mean, these are guys who like just really played the game. I'm a huge football. I could talk about football all day. So like we'll have to. Yeah. But back to the Eagles. I'm disappointed with where we're at. I'm hoping that we at least make it to the playoffs because Lord Almighty, if we don't, I'm going back to Philly. Like we're gonna have some issues. I'm gonna have to like knock on Howie's door and be like, we gotta have a conversation.
Look, I think the Eagles are making the playoffs. This is the worst division. It is,
the division is horrible. Yeah. But the racist Redskins and the horrible Cowboys. I mean, I hate the Cowboys. Yeah.
I think the Giants are taking over on the racism front though. Like our owner's out there. Like he's like for some reason he speaks up on Kaepernick like twice.
But like why?
Yeah, then he's trading all the black players right now.
It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Like Eli keeps his job. All the black players that are like playing well
we'll take them.
And that's not usually That's usually what happens.
Please give me a wide receiver.
The Redskins owner is racist too.
Yeah, they're all pretty bad.
No, all right.
Such old white men.
Iverson, would you rather do an Iverson movie or Eagles movie?
Ooh, that's tough. See, I feel like an Iverson movie would be more like gritty. Like that. I feel like an Iverson movie is going to be like R-rated.
Oh, wow.
Like that's going to be like, we all know the story. Is like, there's going to be like a stripper on the table. Okay. There's going to be like a gun next to her and like him just sitting there with all of his rings on, just like all fucked up. And then like.
These weren't championship rings.
Yeah.
I'm about to say these aren't championship.
I've seen them. They're literally almost as big as his hands. It's crazy how much he wears a lot of bling. Yeah. And he is just incredible. Incredible. What a man.
Yeah. But every time I talk to someone from Philadelphia, like Iverson Anderson's always their favorite person ever.
Yeah, like, he's great. He did so much, and he did a lot for the city. He made us us pretty cool.
All right, I was born where him and Vic are from, down the Newport News, Virginia area. So he's all the rage, and he's a Gemini.
Winners.
He's a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. He's a Gemini.
Best friends.
Single parent household, right? So
I like it.
Obviously, there's a difference in talent level and everything, and like likability and street cred and all. So
maybe street cred, but I mean, other than that, I feel like you got everything else going for you.
Yeah. So Iverson movie. Or Eagles?
But I would go with. I think I would do the Eagles movie because I feel like I
You'd be Elizabeth Banks then.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I would. Who wouldn't want to be Elizabeth Banks?
Or Jennifer Lawrence too, right?
Yeah.
That's another Eagles movie.
Yeah. Silver Linings Playbook with Bradley
you guys get
Cooper.
a lot of love.
Yeah.
There's a
lot of Philly. There's so many good stories, and this past year, the underdog story, that when that movie comes out. I can't wait to see it.
Will Donald Trump be in that? Because like that's sort of the huge narrative about like that Super Bowl. It's like it's Brady, Belichick, and Kraft who are friends with Trump versus Chris Long and all the black guys on the Eagles that were
he had to lose at some point, didn't he? Like I'm so tired of that motherfucker winning. Like let him lose. Let him lose and let him go.
Brady or Trump?
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Both of them.
Which one were you originally
But as far as I was talking about Trump, but as far as Brady's concerned, I'm so over him. Like, can he go disappear somewhere?
But he's so dreamy, though.
He's dreamy, but like, who cares if he's dreamy? If he's like a Trump supporter, I could care less. You could be good looking all day, but I'm not trying to mess with nobody like that. We're not going to get along. You know.
So all right. So you want to do that movie? All right. The comeback story. We're gonna put you in it. Would you play Giselle in this movie or no?
Ew, no.
No, okay, no Giselle.
Well, I mean, not even ew, because she seems like a nice girl and she's very pretty.
Yeah.
But like, I can't be on that side. Okay. I got to be on the green side. I got to be for the good guys.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So you'll be on the Eagles team. All right. We're gonna cast this movie. All right. We won't cast it right now and everything because like we're coming up with it on the spot. But we're gonna find a way to get like you can be Jeffrey Lurie's wife. But like we'll make her like super younger.
I like that.
We'll take like a lot of liberties, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and then like we'll put you like more front and center, like in terms of it'll be like Cameron Diaz from Any Given Sunday.
There you go.
Right?
See, now you're thinking. Now we're talking.
Like we're gonna take some Hollywood liberties, right? And then all right, it's gonna be Jeffrey Lurie.
You know what? I'd be Nick Foles' baby mama. Okay. His wife. Okay. I don't want to call her baby mama, but there like I'd be there when he's like kissing her, like, with the trophy, like, I love this. This is my moment.
Just out front, I love it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That would be me.
Yeah. So I guess like, if you can have one dream role, right? What would it be? I love asking this of any thespian that comes on our show.
That's such a good question. That's such an inside the actor studio question. Because I have so many.
Yeah.
I know it's like crazy.
Okay.
If I could have any role, it would be on a sitcom. I would love to be on a sitcom that's primarily improv.
Okay.
Like
Chappelle Show or what?
Like
that's not improv.
More
sketch.
Like a mix between like it's like sketch improv. Okay. So like Seinfeld, Friends, the Goldbergs, like Curb Your Enthusiasm, like that kind of
You're too edgy for Friends though.
But nowadays you can really do anything. You know what I mean? That's the great part is that it's so versatile and with so many different networks that have put on amazing shows like Netflix and Hulu and Crackle. I mean, we're getting such good content and it doesn't have to be inside the box anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a Jennifer Aniston. You don't have to be a Courtney Cox. You can be an Allie Gordon.
You'd be better than both of those.
Oh, honey, tell them all. Yeah. Tell them all.
Legit. Legit. Like when I look at them, like Friends, and that's a great peak to have, right? That's a great apex to have. But it's like you look at it, it's like, all right, without those writers, you would totally go for it. Like you could have done that show and then had like a great career afterwards.
Well, let's hope that happens.
Yeah, like you wouldn't have been stuck in like the Hillary Banks situation or anything. You would have been, they would have been like, oh, dang it, we lost. You would have left like after 3 seasons.
Yeah, probably.
And be like, I'm too good for this. And they had like a film career when all Julia Roberts and all.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, no, real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I would have been like 5. So like now,
I'm saying,
now we're going to do it now.
Transpose it right now. All right, if you're to transpose it, like, if there was like a How I Met Your Mother and everything like that, if you're the Colby Smulders, right, you would have left after 2 seasons, like height of your popularity. Won a bunch of Oscars and everything.
And killed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Straight up.
I'm doing it.
So where does the name Dance Allie Gordon? How'd you get that moniker? All right. That's our Instagram name in case any of you are wondering, because I know most of the guy audience was wondering, right? But
probably. But it's always the guys.
Yeah.
It's Dance Allie Gordon, and it's because I did a freestyle song. I used to, in Philly, like, that's what you do when you drink a little bit. Everybody has, like, a booth. Yeah. Everybody, let's go, like, drop a beat. So we drop a beat, and everybody wanted to freestyle and, like, sing and rap, whatever. So I came out with this song called the Borno Song. And I basically had done this two verses about a kid and, like, just, like, kind of...
In West Philadelphia?
Kind of busting his balls and getting him a little bit.
Yeah.
And him and like 3 other dudes came and they wrote the song, and the hook was "Dance, Sally Gordon, just dance." Those ain't apple bottom jeans. Those just stupid fucking pants. And that was like the hook on their song. And they each did a verse about me. But it was so funny. So I chose Dan Sally Gordon.
Oh, that's legit as hell. All right, we need to get access to this.
I don't know where it is, but if somebody out there has that song, please send it to me.
Yeah, to all
that
our peeps.
And the Borno song.
Yeah, to all our peeps in Philly. Find both of them songs. We're trying to hear it. So what do you kind of have next for you in terms of projects and all? All right, talk to us.
Well, I'm actually about to start working on something with my dad.
Ooh, okay. All right, got the ECW true story about to come out. All right,
it's gonna be
got Miles Teller in it and stuff. No,
it's gonna really be something like that. So I mean, but I can't talk a lot about it because I'm not allowed.
Okay,
but it's gonna be amazing, and it's really gonna be very cool.
Yeah.
So
we're excited.
I've never done a project with him, so it's gonna be. I'm more excited. I'm just excited for people to see what he really has to show, because my dad's a writer from way back, and he's just got stories upon stories upon stories.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I have all the acting skills to play all these stories. So we got a really cool project coming up.
We are excited about that. Well, number one, we do have to wrap up. Number one, I want to thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed the conversation. Tell everybody where they can find you and find out more about you.
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Dan Sally Gordon. It's ALLY.
She accepts DMs too.
I do like the DMs, so hit me up. And you can just reach me there. That's probably the best way to go about it, because everything else is just too much. It's just too much for me.
Yeah, she's all over social. Y'all just find her, all right? Yeah. She's an institution. Once again, for Allie Gordon, this is Chris Wiggins. We'll see you next week. Kelly is back. Thanks for watching The Last Retort. Bye.
Bye.